Kevin Turner, everyone! Here he comes, let's give it.
Thank you. It's nice to meet you all for the first time. I'm not good at first impressions. The first time I met my parents, I cried. So I'm happy with COVID because I don't have to deal with as many strangers. I'm not good with strangers. Back when COVID wasn't a thing, I was taking the trash out of my apartment complex, and this frantic lady comes up to me and she goes, "Oh, thank God you're here." And I'm like, I'm not ready for whatever it is you're about to ask me. And she's like, "My Uber to the airport is waiting downstairs and my nanny's running late. Do you mind watching my newborn baby for like 5 minutes until the nanny comes?" And what I should have said was, "Yeah, no problem." But instead I said, "Well, are you sure you can trust me?" She's like, "Well, now I'm not." I'm like, "I'm sorry, it's just that we're total strangers. You don't know me. I know me. But knowing me and my luck, that kid is gonna die in the 5 minutes that I watch it." But I apologized and I said I watched the kid. So she left and I watched the kid and it died. So everything worked out. Everything worked out okay. My dad's a pilot. Not really doing much right now, but I like having my dad as a pilot. I used to fly with him all the time, but it's weird knowing what your dad does for a living, because I don't think professional would be the first word people think of when they think of their dad. And I get why pilots have like a reputation for like having a sexy profession, because the things that pilots say in and of themselves are like pickup lines. Like the last time I was flying with my dad was last Christmas, and I met him at the gate like 90 minutes before the flight, and he's like, "Kev, you want to just get on the plane now?" And I was like, "I mean, shouldn't I wait for my zone?" He's like, "Kev, I fly the thing. You board when I say you board." I was like, "Oh my God, Dad. Buy me some peanut first, you naughty dog." When your parent is a pilot, you fly standby, which means you fly for free. So you're all justified in hating me, but it's not that easy. Flying standby means everyone gets on the plane, and if there are any seats left over, then you get to go on, and you don't get to choose. So growing up in a family of 7, what that meant when my parents said was, "We're going to Disney World," it meant you pack your bags, you get your tickets, you go to the airport, you go through security, you get to the gate, you sit down, and you look up at the screen of the list of all the people ahead of you, and you're like, "I hope somebody dies." It's just, you wish the worst things on people, you know? And when you do standby, we would get separated a lot. Like if there's only 2 seats available, then 2 of us would go on one flight, and the rest of us would find another way home. And when you get separated from your family a lot, you get really good at evaluating which family members are important to you, you know? Like now, if my family was ever held hostage and they were like, "Give us $1 million or we'll kill your sister," I'd be like, "Which sister?" I told both of my sisters that joke, and one of them was like, "Wait, which one is it?" And the other one was like, "Ha ha ha." If you have to ask. I'm an engineer, and I'm obsessed with airplanes as well. I loved learning how they fly, and I witnessed a dad explain how planes fly to his son in the most beautiful way. This kid was like, "Dad, how do planes fly?" And he's like, "Well, you know how planes have wings on the sides?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "You know how those wings are flat on the bottom and curved on the top?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, air flows differently under the wing than it does over the wing, and that creates pressure." And he's like, "Wow, what's pressure?" He's like, "Well, you know how when you jump in a pool, you can feel the weight of all the water around you?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "That's pressure." He's like, "Wow." And the dad's like, "Yeah, so that pressure pushes the wings up, and that's how planes fly." And he was like, "Wow." And I was just like, man, I wish other things were explained that way. Like, "Dad, what's divorce?" You know? It's like, "Well, you know how you see mommy and daddy getting in a fight, and you come downstairs and you witness them screaming at each other?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, that creates tension." He's like, "Wow, what's tension? It's like, well, you know how when you get in the room, you feel this really heavy weight in your heart, like it's your fault? Yeah, that's tension. You know how sometimes you catch daddy in the bathtub by himself drinking a bottle of scotch? Yeah, that's depression. And tension mixed with depression makes couples grow apart and separate. Wait, mommy and daddy are separating? Yeah, that's divorce. Okay. 2 more jokes. A lot of cartoon characters who are black have had white voice actors playing them, and those voice actors have dropped out to allow a black voice actor to play them, which I think is good, more so for accuracy. I believe in accuracy when it comes to art, you know? Like, if I'm watching Mulan, I don't expect to see a white guy in that movie, you know? But if I'm watching a movie about CEOs, I better only see white guys. I saw The Wolf of Wall Street, I didn't see one minority, and I was like, this is accurate. Okay, one more. I promised Dave, because he let me fill in on spot today, I promised him that I'd do a Christmas joke, so I will do one. Which is, what did the worker elf say to his manager elf? This is slave labor, Mr. Kringlemeister, okay? This is worse than China. I didn't say it was a good joke, I just said it was a Christmas joke. All right, thanks so much, guys. Thank you.